Good afternoon. It's time for another NFL Bucky's Mail Day. This is your host, Mike Cena, Course Star Show. As always, it's Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. We got a few notes we're going to go over first. Suki had another incident. We took her to the vet, and we got some medicines for her, and she's trying to recover from it, and she doesn't like to take her pills, and so she hasn't taken all of them. We're working on different ways and having her food. We can't just crush the pills up because they're capsule form. But she's getting a little better. She actually slept very well last night, so she's making some improvement. But it's a long ways, from perfection. But we're gonna get the best help we can, and we love her unconditionally. And she was behind me a few seconds ago. But she's still crying, but not as much. We just can't figure out exactly. We still know exactly what happened. We're trying to get some answers, and we're doing the best we can as far as medicines and doctor's appointments. They're expensive, but we're trying our best, and we're just taking it day by day. And she's gotten better, but she's not back to where she was. She still walks with a limp sometimes. Other times, nothing noticeable. So she's crying a lot, but not as much as she used to. Well, she is behind me. She just kicked my leg. But so we're getting better. And thanks to everybody who sent well wishes and prayers for Suki. Let's see. What should we start with, Bucky? Well, let's get some Lions news. The Lions have hired defensive coordinator, forward defensive coordinator, Kelvin Shepard, who was a linebacker for the Lions. He played for 8 seasons. He wasn't with the Lions that long. But he does have, some coaching experience. Not a lot. I would have thought they would have got an experienced defensive coordinator and a brand new offensive coordinator. They're doing just the opposite. They have not hired anybody yet for offensive coordinator. A big name that's been mentioned quite often lately is someone named John Morton. He's originally from Detroit. He's a Denver Bronco passing coordinator. He's familiar with Dan Campbell, and so they don't want to stray too far, I guess. But his stats are pretty good. He's working with Bo Nix, so he's got qualifications. So we'll see what happens. As of today, no one has been hired. That's about it for Lions news. A lot of mocks are coming out now, new ones, and I pretty much gone draft school right now. But we've got one more game to play, Bucky. And Bucky, what in the world do you have in front of you today? Well, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles, which is on Bucky's right hand, and the Kansas City Chiefs again for making the Super Bowl. The Chiefs game was very good. Bills played a very good game. They tied it up, and of course the Chiefs, came back at the end. And so congratulations, the 3rd year in a row. No one's ever done a three-peat in a row like that, so they have history. The other important thing to remember is that the Eagles and the Chiefs, I think they played in a previous Super Bowl. I believe they did. And so the Chiefs head coach used to coach for the Eagles. So they'll bring that up 1,000 times, I'm sure. And now the scores, I got the scores written down here. Kansas City beat the Bills 32-29. And the Eagles, I didn't watch the rest of the game because it was way too boring. They won 55-23. It's the same team. They beat the Commanders who beat the Lions. He scored 30 points or 44 points, whatever. So, different beast in that area. But, Commanders, the Bills had, very good seasons. But Eagles and the Chiefs, are going back to the Super Bowl. I've got a dual autograph for the Eagles here. Harold Carmichael and Wilbur Montgomery. It's a dual autograph, which is very cool. And the Chiefs one is, what's his name? Kevin Hogan, a former quarterback who's long gone. But the dual patch, I thought that was pretty cool. And Bucky also has in front of him my Minneapolis Super Bowl cup that I got. I don't have any current ones. I'm not going to get any. My brother's very happy again. Of course, he'll buy some, if they win. But he's going to have quite a collection. But so that'll be in 2 weeks. Now, next week, there's no football, at least pro football. We've got the Shrine Bowl coming up. We've got the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Bowl Classic, Senior Bowl. So those will be fun to watch. A lot of good information and highlights, all that good stuff. And so next Monday we'll post some of that information and who did well and who stood out, things like that. But not too much else. Oh, we have one more. The Blackhawks hired as a GM Chris O'Hearn. I have no information on him. Hawks are going absolutely nowhere quickly, and we'll see if he can turn some around. They made a big trade. They got a third-round pick, so it's not really a big deal. But we'll see what happens. But this year is pretty much over. And building for the future, so we'll see what goes on with the Hawks. But right now it's football and the draft coming up, and free agency, and re-sign players, and I think the Lions are the 6th highest money left in the salary cap, so that's good news. They need to sign a defensive edge. Another cornerback. They got a lot of players of their own, but they've done that in the past couple of years, so they don't have to spend a ton of money on their own players. There's still a few out there, of course, and so they will make adjustments. They want to get back, obviously, to the championship game, and they got some holes to fill, some players to cut, as well as add, and so they'll be obviously a different team. They'll get Hutch back. That'll help a lot, but they still need somebody on the other side. Will they make a trade? I wouldn't be surprised if they trade a first rounder for a stud defensive end like Max Crosby or somebody like that, if that's what it would take to get him. But we'll see what happens. We'll obviously keep you informed. Not too much else to go on, Bucky. Well, let's see. We'll try to get to 10 minutes. I've got a service guy coming over for our TV at 11, so I'm doing this earlier. But not too much else to report. Lions interviewing a lot of people and trying to find the right mix. We'll see what else happens. If they hire somebody before next week, I'll post it on here. Last week's video did 9 views, which is but that's okay. But nobody commented. I thought somebody might have commented on Suki, but they didn't. But she's doing better. She's still not to herself, if ever. But we'll get as close as we can, and we'll see what happens with Suki. But I think on that note, Bucky, we're gonna call it. It's almost 10 minutes. Well, we can stretch a little bit. As far as prediction, I'll get that next week. I'm glad the Chiefs got in, but it's like, geez, get somebody else. I really wanted the Bills to win, but they just couldn't quite get over the hump. Josh Allen I think they had at least two turnovers, maybe even 3. They made mistakes, and there's a controversial 4th down play that the refs kind of went, I guess we'll give it to him. So that's causing a lot of controversy, of course. But you have to overcome those to win football games, especially in the playoffs. But it's an exciting time of the year, and we got the bowl games coming up, college things coming up, and ton of draft news. So try and keep you informed on some of that. But once a week's a little tough to do, but we'll see what happens. All right, Bucky. So for Mike C, of course, Star Show, as always, it's Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky says bye. And be safe, be warm, and take care of each other. All right, bye now.